Big rivalry game. Iowa State at number 25 as of now, Iowa. On CBS, I think Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson.
I love
Gary
it.
Danielson's going to be there. Gary Danielson gets a lot of hate. I love this crew.
I do too. I mean, they're one of the voices of college football to me.
Yeah.
It's like I never understand when people want to bash Herb Street. It's like he's like literally the voice of some of the biggest college football games of the last 2 decades. Anyway, I'm with you.
Yeah. So how Iowa is this of a line? 2.5. Like how Iowa.
I assume Iowa's favored.
Iowa's favored. Yeah. What's your take on this game?
I'm going to be a contrarian here because I don't know the last time Iowa State's won, but it's been a while. I'm going to pick Iowa State to win. I think it'll be close. I think it'll go down to the wire. You're probably talking about somebody kicking a walk-off field goal, which, if you had to pick a team out of a hat that would win a close field position game, it would be more likely to be Iowa. I don't have any like particular reason to do this other than I don't like Iowa very much, and I'm not gonna pick them to win. And when we were in the Big 8 and the Big 12, we just beat up on Iowa State all the time. And so I don't have any ill will toward Iowa State. We just always took, had no problem with Iowa State. So, and I like Matt Campbell. I think he's a good coach. So you never know what's going to happen in these rival games. Look, I think it's agreed across the board that Iowa's got a really good team this year. They're going to be great on defense and special teams as always. I didn't get to see much from their game against Illinois State. I've never been the biggest Cade McNamara fan. Mm-hmm. Like when he left Michigan to go to Iowa, and like all these Iowa fans on Twitter were like, "Oh, here we go." I remember being like, "Okay." Like he was kind of a game. He got overtaken by JJ McCarthy at Michigan. You could argue that JJ McCarthy was a game manager. Like he was just kind of a game manager more than a playmaker. Maybe the offense will be a little bit better this year, but I loved it when it was 6-0 at halftime against Illinois State, and like all of Twitter is making the jokes about live, laugh, punt, or whatever, all the things.
That's live, laugh, punt.
So anyway, I don't know. I don't have any I'm not even sure it's what I really believe, but I'm going to pick Iowa State to win this game.
Yeah. I think there's reason to pick Iowa State. Kirk Ferentz is coming off suspension. I think there still are concerns about Iowa's offense for sure. I think where this game really breaks down, I want to make sure I have this stat here. Iowa State really struggled to run the ball against a very similar team in North Dakota that Iowa played Illinois State. North Dakota, they played each other. North Dakota and Illinois State played each other last year. And I think North Dakota won by 1 point or something like that. But Iowa State, if you look at how many yards they ran for 86 yards on 3.9 yards per carry. Iowa's offense, believe it or not, was almost 250 passing, running. And I think the team that runs the ball the best is going to win this game. And I just think it's going to be Iowa. I think Caleb Johnson is a good back for them. I think Cade McNamara, I don't think he's great, but I think he gives them enough. So I got it. I'll say 23-13. I just think that if you're one-dimensional against this Hawkeyes defense, I think that's going to be tough. But you're right. It's a rivalry game. Weird things happen. So I would not be surprised to see Iowa State take this, but I just think that rushing battle is going to be key. And if you're one-dimensional against this Hawkeyes defense, I think that's going to spell disaster.
I think everything you said makes sense, but I'm just not going to pick Iowa to win.
Spoken like a true rival. There we go. That's what we're on. This is what this show is about. We're fans, and that we're going to be honest about that. So
absolutely,
I respect you for that.